is all about this Eastern wisdom, my friend. So, thank you for joining. We are, I have to give a new perspective and the summary of the Eastern wisdom when I said 360-degree understanding. We have understood from the different perspective. But now we have to understand this 360-degree knowledge with reference to our journey of life. And the right topic raised indirectly by Terry, and I think I should give a new perspective. With this new perspective, if you start understanding, reflecting on it, 90% of the burden of your stress and anxiety and duality and the seeking the pleasure, they just leave you. Or they leave you? No, no, they are with you, but you don't care them. they, no, you cannot leave the body. The body and mind is always there. On Saturday's session, it is for the higher and the higher seeker. No, but I'm not a higher seeker. Still, you can become a higher seeker by learning. It is not that you do not get admission in MIT or Harvard, and okay, then okay, then I will take admission in other college, university. No, keep learning. You become eligible. Keep learning, you become eligible. No one is denied. No one, huh? No one is denied the access to the East and West. It is not MIT, it is not Harvard. So let us come to the 360-degree understanding. Pay attention and you will see, oh, this is why Eastern wisdom talks about the prana in the body and the breath control and the practice of the asanas and yeah, you see, they all are included in the 360 under oh mantra. Oh no, chant this mantra daily. What is all about this? It is about 360-degree understanding. So once you get the once you get the feel of it, the soul of 360-degree understanding, and it includes everything. The step two I covered last week, that from 360-degree understanding, it is a part of the 360-degree understanding. But even though I explained in the step one, 360-degree understanding, step two, understanding the desire versus self-fulfillment, and then the step number three, you remember, ultimate harmony. I have to strike harmony of thought, speech, and action with reference to any desire, any goal, any expectation. And then I put the step number four, can awakening be attained? Can awakening or realization take place if we do not balance the other three? Yes. By birth, you are totally dispassionate about the world outside. You don't have any expectation. And since your birth, as you grow in your childhood, you are absorbed into meditation. Sensuality is there in the body, but you transcend it easily. So there were people. It is possible. So it means you can jump over. And then desire of all the desire is what the self-realization is. Why it is only for the human being? Step number six, I have to be very clear. Why I have to be very clear? It is the intellect, it is the free will. I can make a choice. I felt hurt with you, so I have a choice. I endure it, I change the direction, or I react to it. I have an option. Attack the lion. Do they have a choice? They don't have a choice. Spider. They don't have a choice. And they don't have a choice. So that free will, you can say, use the word free will or intellect. That intellect, is totally free from the mind, its expectation. Mind, intellect is sitting over the mind. Mind says, oh, let me grab this, I'm suffering, my body has a lot of pain. Intellect is still sitting about, indifferent. You can make a choice. See that? So by making a right choice, you rise in consciousness. By making a wrong choice, you fall into unconsciousness. Did you get it? Yes, say yes. And then summarizing, our master summarizes that, why we do not understand. We have four problems of the mind. Where is the problem? The doubt about the validity of this knowledge of the Eastern wisdom. And the doubt about object to be realized. Where is the real self? I cannot realize it. So let me see the real self, then I will realize. Come on. When you see the real self, you have already realized. So do you see that? Do you see the logic? If you have already seen the real self, you know it. When you know it, you have a self-knowledge. Awakening is already there. And then we have, vikshepa, the distraction and the ignorance. Now come to the 360-degree understanding once again, so that will remove lot of confusion if you contemplate. Brandy was saying that she's contemplating. So first thing to understand that the knowledge does not change. It remains the same. Knowledge of the space and the sky remains the same. Knowledge of the sun remains the same. But why the knowledge changes? Because of my mental interpretation. So I give different interpretation, you give different interpretation, but why? We are understanding 360 degree in a different way. But why I give different interpretation and why you give different interpretation? The sun is always the sun. Because of my expectation, because of the impurity of the mind, because of the desire I have in my mind, because of my level of awareness, because of the delusion. Do you see that? So if I remove everything, then what will happen? The knowledge remains the same. Knowledge of the real self remains the same. Look at it. The way our masters approached the journey of the self-discovery. Master says that knowledge does not change, means what knowledge is offered to you coming from the Eastern wisdom will not change. It has never changed over the last 10,000 years. You should have a conviction. That's why you have to listen to the teacher again and again and again and again until your mind removes that doubt. So what I need to do? We start with the knowledge offered to us. So I have given you a particular practice of meditation last week. There is still more to come, more to understand until you reach to that state of realization. So that is how we build up a relationship between the teacher and the seeker. And that is why we need to have a self-inquiry with discernment and dispassion. Now understand, again 360 degree. Simple inquiry. Apple fell on the ground. Newton? Dennis, Newton saw it? Yes, Newton saw it. Yeah, I forgot that. Now I remember. Thank you. So Newton saw it. It is a simple inquiry. There was no confusion that apple also flies upward. There is no confusion. It is a simple inquiry. So you have to create a protocol, you have to conduct a research, and you have to find out why apple fall on the. So our self-inquiry, journey of the self-inquiry must be supported by discernment and dispassion. But why? We have already a confusion. We know something about ourselves and we do not know something about ourselves. How can you say, I know? No, I know I'm the body and mind. I'm father, I'm husband, I'm son and I'm daughter. I'm engineer, I'm rich and poor. So I know all these. This is one category of knowledge about me. But the other category of the knowledge, that what exactly is the real self, I don't know. So there is a mixture. I need a discernment and dispassion to separate this mixture. In case of a Newton, there is no mixture. Are you getting it? So our journey of this self-inquiry has to be done with the discernment and dispassion. If you don't do it with the discernment and dispassion, then you will not be anywhere. In self-inquiry, we have a confusion. Am I a husband or am I the real self? So find out. Am I a man or a real self? And if the real self is only one, you are also real self. I'm also real self, but I'm a man and you are a woman. I have a confusion. No, no, I don't say it, but I still have a confusion, my friend. So you see, first thing, knowledge does not change. Second part, normal self-inquiry, simple inquiry, simple research studies we do in science. It's okay. Scientific research. I don't know anything. I have to explore. Vasco da Gama, explore. Columbus. I didn't know anything. I'm just throwing a tear, throwing an arrow in the blind. It's okay. That is what the research, modern research is. But our research, our inquiry has to be done with discernment and dispassion. I have to separate that mixture so that I can remove the doubt, fear, and the delusion about who am I. In normal scientific research, there is no question of a fear. Whatever the result is, you get it. Do you see that? That is why knowledge, that is why we say now again come to what exactly is the 360-degree understanding and why we have to understand and study this. You'll be surprised and understand after understanding. Have you seen a compass? You take a compass anywhere, any part of the world, in any location. In any location, the needle moves. It shows you the direction, isn't it? I'm just giving a metaphor. It shows you the direction. Here's the north side. So any thought comes to your mind, any feeling, any idea, problem or a pain or a suffering comes, mind still shows the needle. Here is the real self. You are the real self. You are the real self. You are permanent in peace and happiness. No way. Look at it. I just got this idea yesterday in the morning. Oh, compass. I was reflecting on that, how to give another lesson. And then I got this idea, oh, compass, yes, anywhere you keep it. So there is something in me I have to recognize and realize that points me to the real self through the mind. Now 360 means complete understanding, means total understanding. Clear? Come practically, pragmatic approach. You know, in, in modern language, we use the word pragmatic. Okay, pragmatic. What is about 360-degree understanding? I should understand the physical, mental, emotional, social, national, international, spiritual well-being. Add and as many as things as possible. How the national character influences me. Yes, there is some influence. I'm a part of it. How mental, physical, emotional at the personal level, social, family level. So add everything. 360-degree understanding comes. So out of that 360 and understanding, the mind as a compass points you that, but you are the real self. But you are the real self. And that helps you to realize that is what the awakening is. But we have to do this self-inquiry. We have to do this self-inquiry. Physical, I told you, physical, mental, intellectual, spiritual, national, add everything. Then you add social, family, relationship, individual. You add too much of reaction, little or no reaction in our life. 360-degree understanding. How to start with it. I just give you a glimpse of it. I'm summarizing. So the master says how you can understand such a complex world, your relationship with the world. So let us start. Master says you have three bodies. So everything comes under this. You have three bodies: the physical, subtle, and causal bodies. Uh, did you understand it? Okay, now let us go a little deeper. These three bodies can be divided into five layers of the consciousness. You have physical, you have energy, you have emotions, you have intellect, and you have another fifth sheet, we say. Huh? We say Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha. Okay, I have understood it. Oh, out of these five layers in the three bodies, all over thought, speech, and action emerge. But where the thought, speech, and action emerge, it emerges into the world outside. Then what is the world? I told you, mind as a compass points to the real self. You have a 360-degree understanding. You have already know what is the real self. But through this process of self-inquiry, you see, I started with the three bodies, five koshas. Okay, now I'm shifting it. Thought, speech, and action pertaining to the world. Okay, then what is this world outside? I perform all my actions in the world. If the world does not exist, I cannot perform any action. I cannot teach you. You all are word for me. Oh, really? Yes, yes, yes. Then what is this word? So if you appreciate me, the world appreciates me. So it means the result of that appreciation comes from the world. So it means every action that I perform, the result is already present in the world. Oh, that is how I'm related. I'm kind to you, I will get different result. I'm cruel to you, I will get different result. But the result is already planned, conceived, understood. Who did it? Who did it? Can we conceive some person who is all knower, who is a knower of all my actions, who has already pre-programmed it? Is it not pre-programmed? I'm always compassionate and kind and moving with love and affection to you. The result, what is the result inside? I'm cruel, angry, and upset and reacting to you. What do I find the result? It is already pre-programmed. So the concept of the birth and rebirth we have to study. The past impressions, the tendencies we have to study. You see, 360-degree understanding. Everything is clear. So once you have that 360-degree understanding, I'm telling you again, the same pure mind points to the pole wherever you go. You see, that is why you have to understand. There should not be any confusion. I'm just giving you a glimpses of that. So, okay, subtle understanding of this. Okay, yes, I understood. It is pre-programmed. Now, see, I say, you are crazy. I hate you. I already get the result of hatred inside me. You stop talking to me. It's a pre-programmed. Do you say, I hate you, I don't want to talk to you, and you knock the door every day? You say, who cares you? Understand. It's not difficult. It's very easy and simple. 360-degree understanding. So that is why we have pranayama. Oh, then pranayama. How the prana is related to desire. I have been talking on Mondays and Thursdays session. A piece of it. See that. So I told you that knowledge does not change. Our self-inquiry must go with discernment and dispassion, means I have to separate the mixture and the confusion, and that is why we have a delusion. Science does not have any delusion. Simple inquiry, relationship in the world. Think. The world outside I cannot change. Are you sure? But the world I have created in my mind, I can definitely change. How to change and what to change. So the concept of ignorance, the concept of delusion, and concept of apparent reality and the absolute reality is also included in this journey of East and West. Where is this world? World is consists of the matter. That is why we say it is a material world. Take the understanding from the science. Matter, all the elements are there. Then elements, then you have molecules, you have atom, you have electron, proton, and neutron, and then it is energy. So it means there are only two things present in the entire cosmos. What are the two things? Matter and the consciousness. Only two things are present. What you are seeing my body, matter. From how you are listening, ears is also a physical matter, and there is a faculty of hearing attached to the mind, and the mind is attached to the consciousness. So until the mind, it is purely matter. Only two things exist in this world: matter and consciousness. Can your mind, removing all the confusions and the delusion, reach to this conclusion? Can you start living into this knowledge, matter and consciousness? Your movement, your talking, your anger, your anxiety, your pleasure, your pain, your relation, all is a mixture of matter and the consciousness. Are you getting it? You have to contemplate and think. So Terry started saying, I have a lot of challenges with it's a confusion, it's a mixture of matter and the consciousness. You have one challenge, I have other challenges. Come on. Don't you see? Can you tell me the name of any person who does not have any challenge? Tell me. No. Don't make your challenges big. Solve it. So, did you understand? There are only two things: matter and consciousness. I'm repeating it in order to say something after that. Matter and consciousness. So, there is a mixture. I have to separate it. Now, tell me. I know my right hand. Does the right hand says right hand? I also right. Does the right hand says I also know you? Matter is the right hand is matter. It cannot say it. So matter does not have a cognitive ability. Consciousness has a cognitive ability. Clear? As long as the consciousness recognizes the matter, matter exists. It does not recognize the matter, does not exist. And that is where we have reduced the scientific understanding of matter as purely energy or quantum. It is a superimposition on the consciousness. The matter as such does not exist. It is only a superimposition. Do you see the wall exist? Can I say the wall is nothing but energy? But I see it because of my sense organs. But deeper inside at the root of it, it is energy. Can I say it? Yes, I can say it. This body is also energy. Can I say it? Yes, I can say it. Consciousness alone is the reality. We reach to that point. One way to say it. There are many stages to reach to that conclusion and a clarity and understanding. But the mind, as a compass, points the needle in a wrong direction. Why? Because of ignorance, because of delusion. It says everything is okay, but I have a lot of pain in the body. I'm already attached. So that is why the master says you have to get rid of this delusion and impurity of the mind. No, no, everything is okay, but I recently divorced. I read the title of the news. What should I do? I want to divorce my husband and I have $1 million. What to do? Look at it. So that is why the master says you have to understand, study, contemplate, and reflect step by step to realize and recognize who am I. Any blockage pertaining to the mixture, I am the husband, is the mixture of the matter and the consciousness. Is it not? I am rich, same. I am poor, same confusion. Tell me one thing. Does the existence says you are rich or you are poor? Does the existence says you are smart and you are fool? It is my interpretation. Are you understanding that? Let me make it purely physical. Does the space says that you are crazy? I will not allow you to move any part of the world. The space is always available, equally to everyone. Air is always available equally to everyone. Fire is available to equally to everyone. The water is available equally to everyone. From the water side, from the air side, from the space side, and all together is the existence. And behind that existence, there is a consciousness. So when I say, ah, no, what you say, what we normally say, I'm not born with a silver spoon, something like that. Where I'm relating, I'm pointing the needle to the mixture of matter, the consciousness which causes the delusion results into ignorance, and that is why I'm suffering. Otherwise, there is no suffering at all. We are not worthy of suffering. Are you getting it? This is what the 360-degree understanding is. So Patanjali says, follow the eight-limbed path, yama and niyama, asanas. Yama, niyama. Yama, surface mind. Niyama is to take care of your little deeper mind. Niyama, willpower. Niyama, rule, discipline, endurance. Asanas, you have to clearly understand the physical consciousness. It is not physical exercise. You have to understand conscious mixture of the consciousness and this body, physical consciousness. Pranayama, you have to understand energy consciousness, energy plus consciousness. You have to understand pratyahara. You have to understand how the mind functions. Can I withdraw the mind in the sense organ? Is it possible? In meditation, I have to understand that is it possible to transcend the mind? Consciousness is common in all the factors. So we have separated the consciousness. Real. Follow this approach that what we are doing. This approach says that listening, it is also the same in Patanjali Yoga. Listening and learning, you have to continuously listen and learn from one principle to the second, from the physical to the subtle, to the subtler, to the subtlest, to separate this mixture. So listening and learning is common. Contemplation and reflection is common. Practice may vary. Practice may vary. Realization, experiences may vary, but ultimate realization is the same thing. And that is where we reach to a state of consciousness that your mind is so pure, it constantly points the needle to, you know it. So we need a purified mind. The impure mind cannot point, it's stuck. When this mind starts pointing the needle all the time to that real self. That is what is known as awakening and realization. I'm just giving you another way to understand it. But in order to do that, I should have a 360-degree understanding, without which it will not be possible. So one great master, J. Krishnamurti, says, you live in the choiceless awareness? What is choiceless awareness? Only consciousness remains. As long as you have many choices, you have to continue to do this self inquiry. There is a chance of delusion. Now you reach to that choiceless state of the consciousness. Oh, consciousness is everywhere, in hands, in eyes, in speech, in thought, in the world that I perceive outside. The mind is constantly pointing to that consciousness all the time, 24 by 7. Why? It is the absolute knowledge. Why it is absolute knowledge? So we should know that knowledge does not change. Knowledge always remains the same. My interpretation changes. So I filter out all the interpretations by understanding, not by force, not by suppression, but by sublimation of the mind from the attachment and duality and a conflict. Why Terry says that I have lot of challenges, and we are also sometimes sympathetic and sometimes empathy is there. We have all those challenges. Quantity and the quality of the challenges may be different. Those who are majority of the people, I was listening, if I was reading, and they have categorized 7 illnesses caused by the human error, human expectations, human craving. In US, the majority of that comes from the diabetes, heart stroke, and other 5 or 6 more illnesses. They are man-made. Man-made means delusion. Are we not lucky? We don't have any of them, one of them. Think. Again, coming back, my friends, I just gave you a glimpses of 360-degree understanding. That is why we have to study prana, physical, subtle, causal bodies, delusion, ignorance, impurity of the mind, and purity of the mind, discernment and dispassion, pranayamas, practices, depending on the level of our awareness. So in all our practices, I filter out Mondays and Thursdays. I filter out which is not uh, actually needed. Like in pranayama, I said just you breathe and be happy instead of going into the practices of hatha yoga and wasting your time. It is possible. They are not wrong. You do all the 8 types of pranayama and hatha yoga, you have to do it minimum for 10 years to reach to the state which you have reached in these sessions. So any topic, any concept, any principle, that we talk about it in different sessions helps us to reach to that 360-degree understanding. Remember the compass. You put it anywhere, it points to the direction. Here you are. So the compass of the mind, here you are. Yes, you're husband, but here you are. You're wife, but here you are. You have a pain in the body, but here you are. You have a pleasure, but here you are. Close your eyes. Yadi deham prathak kratya chiti vishramya tishtasi adunaiva sukhi shantah bandha mukto bhavishyasi. Contemplation and reflection. So what it says, if you separate the body from the mind, body from you, whatever it is, mixture, I made it clear, self-inquiry with discernment. So I have to recognize first the mixture, and then I have to separate it. How I have to separate it physically? Then we all go to the cremation ground. Mentally, cognitively. So I should have a cognitive ability. Discernment, viveka, means I have a cognitive ability. Mentally, internally, I separate it. Matter and the consciousness. Awareness of the body, matter, and plus awareness. Just see. I'm dividing the every phrase. Neck joint, I say look at the neck joint. That very look is the consciousness, and the neck joint is the matter. So I have already intellectually separated it, but that realization is not there. Why? Impurity of the mind. Once I start go to the neck joint, the mind subconsciously runs after a lot of past impression, and it says, yes, I have done it. So we have a dry intellectual understanding. We don't have that level of awareness. But if you continue to pay attention on this neck joint and you are that awareness. It is already separate. So now you can easily understand how I have been guiding and giving you the practice of being comfortable. But I sat at a very primary kindergarten level. Look at the neck joint, be aware, feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Then I went little deeper. Deeper means same 360-degree understanding. Why you say that? So answer is I'm saying neck joint as a reference point, as an instrument, as a means to move the mind within. But why you want to move the mind within? In order to search the real self. But my mind is not moving within, it has lot of distractions. You see, the purity and the impurity of the mind comes here. You look at this 360-degree understanding. Nothing, there is nothing in the Eastern where it is so simple and easy. So then I said a couple of times that look inside the root where the neck joint starts. Message is clear that mind you move inside. I have nothing to do with the neck joint. Be very clear. It is a means. So our doubt regarding the validity of the knowledge can be removed by regular listening, learning, contemplation, and reflection. Can you give me a cup of tea? Yes. And then I see you that you are putting the water into the gas stove. No, why you are putting the water? You give me the tea. Hold on, wait. You see the process, the method that we do not understand, and there we continue to live into the delusion. So shoulder joints and you. Or I can go shoulder joints, looking, being aware, experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Inquire. What is the inquiry? Inquiry is body is experiencing the sensation or some other entity? No other entity, it is the mind. Comfort also, yes. Steadiness also, yes. Be aware of the entire body. Be aware. So awareness and the body are two different entities. Oh, I experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Yes, we all experience that. So again, we go sensation. Does the body experience brings the experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness? No, body is pure matter. I understand. Okay, so I'm going in one direction, and I'm taking you to one direction. Okay, the sensation. What do you mean by the sensation? Does the sensation contain some form of energy? Yes. Without energy, I cannot experience the sensation. So the prana comes into being here. Comfort. Yes, it is an experience in the mind of something else. Why do you say that? Simple reason. If the essential nature of the mind is comfort, then I will always be comfortable. No need to study, no need to practice meditation. I'm helping you. That is what a higher seeker does. Oh, the comfort, some that experience is happening in the mind, but is coming from somewhere else. Also, the steadiness. But as long as I'm aware of the comfort and steadiness. Is it the property of that consciousness or the mind? One thing is clear, it is not the property of the body or the mind because they both are changing. Anything that changes in our life is not me. Now I'm directly coming to that. Or you can say, yes, body is different, experience in the mind is different, so I have separated the two. And the body continues to remain in the state of the steadiness. Why it remains in the state of the steadiness? Because the mind is using the body as a servant, as an instrument. So I prevented the mind by understanding, preventing the mind to move the body. Also, the stillness is natural there. Yes. Is it the stillness in the body or it is the stillness of the body? I'm just giving you a glimpse in such a small, oh, the stillness in the body. It is not the stillness of the body. Why? Bodies keeps on changing. It's a matter. Can you maintain that awareness, pointing the needle to, in, in addition to the understanding, thought comes and goes. Definitely, there may be a simultaneous awareness of the thought that is coming and going into your mind, but pointing the needle to, that is the meaning. You allow the mind to rest within itself. The verse I have taken, Yadi Deham Prathak Pratyachiti Vishramya Tishtati. If you separate the body from the mind, allow the mind to rest within, you can be in peace and happiness here and now. If you continue that, it results into awakening. But behind that, it's all a 360-degree understanding is there. Just treat the mind as like a mirror. You appear before the mirror, it shows you. So, like this, the thought comes, it shows the thought. Thought of the body comes, it shows the body image and it goes away. Shows the pain, it goes away. Shows the pleasure, it goes away. It shows, oh, so that changing nature of the world, changing nature of the world outside, changing nature of the world. One thing is constant. Mind has to find the needle. What is constant? So I'm constantly pointing the needle there, but I have lot of thought. It's okay. I have no thought. That is also okay. I have a concern about my body. That is also okay. Yeah, you should be concerned about the body. Body has some challenges. But behind that, so that is why we need to have this all round understanding, including the three bodies, functioning of the three bodies, interconnection of these three bodies. Matter, consciousness. Whatever is changing, it comes into the field of awareness. But there are millions of things that are changing in me that remains beneath under the consciousness. Thought comes and goes, feeling in the body comes and goes, temperature outside, we feel the sensation, and mind is constantly pointing the needle there. It points the needle outside for this, for example, to the physical body. There is an instant recognition. It depends on the subtle body, it depends on the causal body. Causal body is all about karma and the past impressions. And if they are gone, this body will also go. I am not the body. With that 360-degree understanding, it not only remains at the intellectual level, it becomes your experience here and now. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down and we'll share our experiences. How are you, David and Jay?
Good morning. Thank you. I love that last thing. I love the analogy to the compass. The compass is a very simple, clear analogy that points to getting to a pure mind. And when we do that, consciousness is unveiled in its true form. And the reality for me about consciousness is everywhere is very fascinating, because when you take away all the barriers, the physical, the mental barriers, it's like this big powerful universe that we just want to tap into. And our compass knows that and is trying to get us to that.
Yes, beautiful summary, beautiful interpretation. Nothing to add. Clear. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, as well. I really loved it. Just so beautiful. I'll listen to it over and over and use it. I liked the compass. I liked it from the burning bush, because I always kind of love the people that are looking for that burning bush, and they want to, and they use it literally, and it's a metaphor. And I feel like life is full of burning bushes every day. And it's similar to our consciousness as well. We have all of our suffering and our challenges and things that are changing around us and within the body and the mind. And that if we can see our consciousness above that and beyond that, then our compass is always on. It reminded me of a quote Patanjali said that there's several paths. They're like fingers on the same hand. They lead to the same place.
Yeah,
It's really
beautiful. Beautiful. You see that burning bush, So there is a metaphorically, we say that we burn the entire ignorance. What is that ignorance? Identification with the body. We don't burn the body. So there is a lot of misunderstanding that we will be talking about it, that, if I'm not the body, so we think that let me leave the body. No, no. Because with that body and the mind, I'm using the intellect to understand this consciousness. They are the instruments. Beautiful way to put it. Thank you, Jerry. And how are you, Brandy?
Good, thank you. I like the compass too, and I had a nice experience with my meditation. I like the idea of the mind resting within itself, because it's really easy to get caught up in the movement of things, right? And I had this moment where I just felt like everything outside of me kept going, and the mind just stopped and settled in and got pointed,
Yeah.
right, in the right direction. So it's easy to
Mind,
see.
mind should rest within itself. And now, when it is resting in itself, it goes out with discernment and dispassion. So you have already burned attachment, you have burned the identification. So when it is resting in itself, now it lives with the discernment. If it doesn't live with the discernment, and the mind will continue to run after. So that is, yes, that is the message, rightly said. Thank you. How are you, Dennis?
Thank you for the lesson. I was contemplating that the world I perceive is only with reference to my sense organs and the mind. If I had a different set of sense organs, then the same world would appear totally different to
Beautiful.
me. And then the question comes, which world that then would be real? And
Which one?
the answer is neither.
Neither.
Neither. It's because it only exists, this world only exists as long as there is a sense organs to see it and the mind to create the image of this world. If there is no mind, no sense organs, there is no world. And this is how I understand that your explanation of that matter does not exist.
Yes.
The matter does not exist because it exists only when there is someone to perceive its existence. If there is no sense organ to see it as the matter, then there is no matter as such. And then the other thought occurred to me that when we say that I'm not the body, we probably want to say that we are not limited to the body, because the body is also the real self. So we are the body and everything else. We are not only the body.
Beautifully said. You have added more to the 360-degree understanding. Normally all these mammals, and especially the dogs, can see the world in black and white. That is what I heard. Snake perceives the world in a different way. The ant perceives the world in a different way because of their limitations of these senses and the faculty of the mind. And so, now what we normally do, we overburden the mind. We want to see the world out of attachment, out of craving, out of pain in the pleasure. That must go. That is where the purity of the mind is. So we don't ask the mind to go, we say, mind, you be what you are. Don't become anything. That is the purity of the mind. And in that purity of the mind, when you see nothing exists, but don't start saying to your honey that world does not exist. And they will, Ashok, don't say to Shivani. Perhaps you have said sometime long back. Then there was a lot of problems. It is not for those non-seekers. It is for the seekers. I have to recognize and realize within myself constantly, so that you can continue to live in that state of peace and calmness. And then add another understanding. Consciousness is of the nature of peace and happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. How? Why? You can add that understanding also. And then we reach to that state of consciousness. How are you, Ashok?
Sir, namaste.
Namaste, sir.
Sir, good, peace and calm. And
Peace.
yes,
Ah,
comfortable.
we need not to worry. Now we are aging, in younger age we can fight, in old age.
Sir, I am no, I don't have any worry. I mean, at this age as well, so things are going well. ठीक है,
Very good. Very good. So, my friends, think of it. So, this is what the 360-degree understanding. It comes to, this is one way to say. There is another master explains differently. One master explains there are only two things. You reach to that conclusion, you reach to that conviction that there are only two things, matter and the consciousness, and then move to the next level. There is only one consciousness. Matter does not exist. Anything of the matter that exists depends on the perception by the mind and the sense organ. If I have only one sense organ or two sense organ, my perception of the matter is different. Is it possible that I should do it so that I should see lot of honey outside in the world? No, that is not possible. Then you are distorting the principle. So you see that. So it is only for the seekers. That is all for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Namaste, everyone.
Adios.